Manila TV, your one-stop destination for cutting-edge music and entertainment. Rock of Manila is here to shake things up, starting off with the following shows. The country's premier pro wrestling promotion showcases spectacular athleticism, colorful storylines, and larger-than-life characters with Manila Wrestling Federation's Action Novela TV. The return of RJTV's classic sports entertainment show, Pinoy Wrestling. Comics, films, TV, toys, games, science and tech, all the cool stuff that makes you go wow with the geeky misfit gang of Nerd Rage. Join musician Zach Lucero as he rides through the motoring world in his popular online show, MAKINA. Catch the fresh, eclectic, and dynamic side of music at the Vibe Factory. Get ready as the music goes bigger, harder, and louder with Amped. Join us as we travel back to where the legends lorded it over with Pinoy rock and rhythm. And that's just the beginning. There will be more. Feel the shockwave. Rock of Manila TV, where everything rocks. Available on Sky Cable 229, your digital TV boxes, and on Facebook and YouTube Live. And check out our social media pages.
Jumps in a wake, I bet you think that's pretty clever, don't you, boy? Flying on your motorcycle, watching all the ground beneath your drop. You kill yourself for recognition, kill yourself to never ever stop. You broke another mirror, you turn it into something you know. Don't leave me high, don't leave me dry. You'll be the one who cannot talk. All your insides fall to pieces. You just sit there wishing you could still make love. They're the ones who hate you when you think you've got the world all so stuck. They're the ones who'll spit at you. You will be the one screaming. Don't leave me high, don't leave me dry, don't leave me high, don't leave me dry.
everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mulratwa, or actually this is the first episode for this season's MAKINA Lady Riders of the World. I always say that, hey, it's another special episode of Mulratwa. I just realized, every episode is special, it's unique. We're talking about distinct individuals. We are delving into their stories. We're finding out what's going on with their lives. And I always say this is the time wherein we are actually experiencing a huge influx of women riders. This is it. Eto na yon. So our next guest, she is a famous international master of ceremony. She's a great host. I caught wind of her in the hosting circuit. I also got to see her in action in the MAKINA Moto Show in SMX last April, and she did a spectacular job there holding the fort for the Bristol booth and the QJ booth, and she was just there all day just yakking it up as hosts should. She ended up hosting in the MAKINA Moto Show not because she can just host, it's because she rides. You know what, I'm gonna leave the story for her to tell. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kai Kuipers. Kai,
hi.
Thank you so much for doing this. I know you're a very busy gal.
No, thank you for choosing me.
Of course, Mulratwa is about women and motorcycles, but I just wanted to ask you more about how you got into the whole, entertainment thing. Was there a point in your life that you were a shy person?
Oh yes, I actually grew up being an introvert. I'm an only child, the only girl. So
Okay.
I didn't really have much interaction with other children, but when we moved to different countries, my parents and I was exposed to different cultures, and I got to socializing a bit more. During university, so you kind of have to do your presentation, thesis, and stuff like that.
So, would you say it's a mixture of moving around a lot?
Oh, absolutely. So I was in the Philippines till I was 16 years old, so I finished my high school here.
Okay.
Then we moved to Malaysia. I was away from the country for like 19 years, traveled to different countries. I lived in Australia as well for like 3 years, but most of the time in Malaysia. I think I adapted very quickly because I immersed myself into the culture itself. I wouldn't say I speak Bahasa Malay because when I was in university there, they didn't really require me to, learn the language, which is embarrassing. All my friends spoke in English, so that's fine. I don't even realize that I have the accent. Some people can't really tell where it's from. It's peculiar. It's a mixture of everything.
Yeah.
So I have no idea how I got that.
But your Aussie accent is quite prevalent, at least today. What an interesting life you have in the sense that we were traveling about. May I ask why you were traveling? What was your father or mother doing?
Okay, so my dad works in pharmaceuticals. At that time, when I finished high school, we had to move to Malaysia because of his work.
What made you decide to settle down? I assume you're here.
So I moved here in 2019 because of love.
Oh, okay.
But that love didn't work out. But I have already settled here. So I have a home here.
What got you into the entertainment business?
Okay. I was in Malaysia for some reason because I play golf, right? I've always been playing golf since I was 13 years old because my parents play as well.
Okay.
So I got invited to this event. I think it was Carlsberg golf event, a tournament. I got asked to host that. It's quite embarrassing because I was shaky. I had no idea how to host. I did it anyways, and it turned out pretty bad. And then
Why was it bad?
I know, so I just had to stand behind the podium. And I just really had to read everything. But I couldn't look at the audience because I was so nervous. I was shaky, my voice was shaky to the point where if I looked up, I would miss everything and I would pause for a few seconds and not know what to say. It was really embarrassing. But luckily during golf tournaments, and it's Carlsberg event, everyone gets drunk.
Yeah.
So, you kind of loosen up as well behind, like on stage. So
Okay.
And then after that event, I thought I'd never get a job again because.
How long ago was this?
It must have been like 15 years ago, 14 years ago.
No training, no media.
Nothing.
You just got invited to do it. And how did you move forward from that? I mean, what got you? Did you get challenged? Like, I sucked at that first gig and I gotta work on the next one.
A TV production team contacted me to do a Malaysia Truly Asia, the travel show in Malaysia. So it was all pre-recorded, so it was much easier for me. Didn't have a live audience and things. So if I was making a mistake, we would just record over it. Doing all that maybe for for like 4 years in a row. That's improved my confidence and my quality of speaking, and that's how it started.
So, thank you, Carlsberg, because we have you now, and you're doing quite well. The break in the Philippines, how did you work yourself into the entertainment industry here?
Yeah, so when I got here in 2019, I was like sort of settling down, and then COVID happened. So I was stuck at home for like those 2 years, and so I didn't really get to explore anything. So basically, I only started exploring 2021. The partner that I had, right, the one that didn't work out, he's an actor.
Oh, okay.
And so he introduced me to a few people that could, get me some sort of connection in this market, and I think that's how it started.
And during COVID, that's also in itself a tough call. Okay,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
what a situation.
Yeah.
Which now brings me to the next question, and that very beautiful bike behind you. Walking in here, my jaw dropped at what I saw.
Right.
About 3, 4, 5 bikes. Has your father been a rider ever since? Did you grow up seeing bikes? Or?
My father probably started riding when they were living in Vietnam, maybe 2012, 2013. I think he started with a Vespa.
Okay. Okay.
And he just progressed. Now it's just all big bikes.
And how did you get into it? I mean, did you jump from a small bike, and did you just...
Yeah, so here's what happened. So I was really inspired by my dad, because I see my father as someone who's very cool. And so I wanted to learn how to ride as well. When I was in Malaysia in 2018, I decided to take my riding course. I did the full thing. Took me 2 months. Then I passed the exam. I learned off of a Kawasaki Ninja 650.
Okay, sport bike right away.
And then I moved to the Philippines, and my father was just like, "Yep, this is the bike you're riding." From a 650 to an 1800.
Oh wow, okay.
So, Dad, I just finished my riding school. I haven't gotten on the road yet, riding with anybody, and then here it is. The roads are pretty crazy. Riders are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was quite nerve-wracking.
How has it been so far? I mean, how's the journey?
Good. So when I got to the Philippines, I actually took an 8-hour refresher course with Coach Meng Subila, and then after that, I was tired, and then my cousin, who's a rider, rode this bike to the location, and then Coach Ming said, "Okay, you're riding now." And I said, "I don't think I can.
Okay.
It's so big, and I'm intimidated." But I managed that day, and that's how it started.
Yeah, education and training is very, very important, especially with two-wheels. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Motorcycle it's a motorcycle. It's not 4 wheels. You're exposed and all that.
Yeah.
And if you learn and you get your education, it's just very, very important.
Exactly. You just have to be comfortable around these beautiful machines and learn how they really work. I think that's the deal, right?
Any major spills so far? Any accidents?
Not really. Well, I haven't really gone far with riding. There were a few times when I dropped this, which is why you'll see there's the crash guard right there. My dad made sure.
Protect the investment.
Right.
I see your posts. You have a beautiful kid, and your father supporting you.
Yeah.
I have my son as well. I don't mean to sound hypocritical, but at this point, I can't let him ride because I've fallen so many times. It hurts to maybe think that something might happen to my kid. Does that cross your mind as a mother?
Oh, absolutely. My father is the riding engineer, right? He's very close to my son. When we were doing the gender reveal, he was really hoping for boys.
Okay.
Came up. My dad's a real winner, and so he is just spoiling my son. So my son's going to be a rider when he grows up, no matter what. But for me as a mother, that's also one of the reasons why I've been very careful, not yet going full on with the riding, because when you become a mother, all you can think about is staying alive, so that you can watch your child grow up.
Of course.
Right? Anything that happens to you, the child doesn't have a mother anymore.
Yeah.
So I've been very careful with that one now. But if it is what he wants to do when he grows up, I will support him.
There you go.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do if he wants to do that.
So it's great. You got your father who rides with you from time to time. Is there a dream destination that you're looking at?
For me, I wanted to do that rock terrain in the Himalayas. I was supposed to go with a group of friends, but circumstances, time
Yeah.
didn't happen.
The Himalayas is quite the challenge. That's for the books, definitely. Are you currently doing anything in the motorcycle industry? What are you busy with?
I'm still busy traveling in Southeast Asia doing my hosting gigs. When it comes to motorcycling industry, I've partnered up with Bristol Motorcycles. So
Okay.
I'm always involved in their events, like hosting their events.
Okay.
They're also supporting me in terms of like retraining myself with riding.
Okay.
So for example, we did the motor camp riding school in Clark.
Okay.
So I did the track over there. So just small things like that. I think I'm also going to try to penetrate the riding community in the Philippines as well. I've actually started the Facebook page.
There you go.
It's just all about riding for now. I don't know yet where it's going to go, but I do want it to get somewhere. So yeah, all training.
Apart from hosting, is there anything else that you're into?
I'm hosting full time, but at the same time, like I said, I play golf as well.
Okay.
So I get invited to different countries to play golf. And then I also have plans of teaching people how to speak publicly.
Okay.
Because you know that like 80% of the population are afraid of talking on stage.
Mhm.
So my goal is really just to impart my knowledge and skills and have some fun. I
That's
see
great.
people talking on stage all the time, like big bosses, CEOs, and they can't. They're nervous, and I would like to share my skills and my knowledge about that to show them how to speak.
And, you know, talking in public and being able to host kind of unlocks a lot of things
It does.
personally. I mean, you've experienced that being a
Yeah.
shy person, and all of a sudden, boom, you're confident, you know.
Right, you can achieve so much more.
Any advice for women riders out there?
It's very intimidating, I can understand that, but if you really put your heart into it and you've got a goal in mind, I think you need to focus on that one, because as you know, if you have a goal, it's much easier to do the whole process as well. So set a goal and, you know, start riding to that goal and achieve it.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and I wish you more power, and I'll see you on the road on Two Wheels more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Zach.
much.
Thank you.
Hey, this is a great day for RJ Guitar Center. It's a new product, and we got the distributorship. Donner, D-O-N-N-E-R. It's a U.S. brand, and they have a whole array of fantastic products, effects, guitars, electric drums. Distortion. I like the distortion. It's very creamy, huh? Smooth. Smooth ang pagkabasag. Okay. Yung distortion. Then the chorus. Wow. Delay. Let's play some blues with the distortion. Donner, D-O-N-N-E-R products. It's a USA brand, top seller in Amazon. But listen to this. You might say, so I'll just buy it in Amazon. And nandito na sa Pilipinas, you don't have to pay freight. Same price, guaranteed, same price as Amazon. Now, this is the special colors of the basic Skycaster Electric. It's 500 pesos more for the special colors. So from 5,499 for the standard colors, it's 5,999. Still with a maple neck and rosewood fretboard, stainless steel fret, and the nut here, this is called the nut. It's not plastic, it's bone, real bone. And the strings these are RJ Deluxe strings. They come with the RJ Deluxe strings too. So that's the basic. Yeah. Okay, so when you open the box, ready to play na yan. Now, it also comes with a case, strap, cable, guitar cable, okay? Now, let's try the pickups. Let's try the sound. This is the country. This activates this. Now, let's try this. The in-between sound. Beautiful. Okay, now this is the middle sound. is for these two pickups. It's a little mellower than the in-between. It's also in-between, but a little bassier. Wow. Now here's for this. That's the bluesy sound, the thick sound. So this is the RJ Basic Electrics. These are the special colors, 5,999. This color is copper rose. Now what are the other colors? Dove color, digital lavender. Wow, ganda oh. So you ladies out there, oh, nice colors. Light sage green, dark amber, cool gray. So these are 5,999 on the special colors. If you want a high-end acoustic guitar, really world-class acoustic guitar, and not pay too much, we have the premium series. We have cutaways and we have dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts means no cutaway. The top of the line of the RJ Professional Series acoustic guitars. This is 14,499. It's called the Premium Aristocrat. It's got an EQ and a tuner, equalization and tuner. The preamp there, you can plug it into a sound system. You say you will love me if I have to go. You'll be thinking of me. Somehow I will know. Someday when I have money, I'm gonna buy me an RJ guitar. Then I will remember things you did today. It's really loud and it sounds so cool and so whole. Okay, check it out. The Premium Series in any RJ Guitar Center store or Lazada and Shopee, huh?
When CF Moto comes to mind, one of the more exciting thoughts is the idea of a more powerful NK series. Coming off the heels of the highly regarded best-selling 400 NK and 650 NK, it makes sense, right? An even more powerful NK. Well, Moto Strada and CF Moto, they were like, you know what, let's up the NK series even more. And here we are, the big brother, the CF Moto 800 NK. It's already a who's who of desirable numbers and configurations. The engine is an 8-valve liquid-cooled double overhead cam parallel twin. Now the parallel twin design sits well with CF Moto, I noticed. Ever since the 400 NK, they're pretty comfortable with this design, and they just kept running with it with success. Power, we are at 95 HP with 81 Newton meters of torque. You want some real-world power in this mid-sized market? Well, you're gonna get it. Lights are LED all the way, wheels are at 17s. Suspension front and rear are being held up by KYBs. Pretty good choice right there, I like KYBs. Brakes are double discs at the front and a single disc at the rear, with ABS of course by Bosch. Come on.
Riding the 800 NK is definitely an up in the experience department if you're coming from the 400 NK or even the 650 NK. It's just more of everything from power, braking, and riding. One can argue the 400 NK is the more flickable bike in the sense that it is lighter and will handle better because of the shorter wheelbase. For everyday use, depending on what kind of a day is like for you, it's pretty comfy, although of course it will feel heavier over lighter bikes when traffic turns into a maddening crawl. So think about what a typical day is like for you before buying, well, any bike. The KYB suspension they put here, I like it because it's just in the middle of full-on sport and daily riding. You can do a bit of sporty stuff on it and you can tour okay also. It's not going to be the best for touring, neither will it be the best for sport stuff, but you can do a bit of both. Just in the middle, just right. Man, I need to change slippers already. Gutay-gutay na to eh. Mamaya ka na. Now, just a case in point here, you would always hear me say from time to time when a new bike comes along from the new manufacturer, it's like the best bike for that brand already. It happens in MAKINA. But the thing here is, it's not always the case. There will be some newer bikes wherein some of the customers will prefer the older one. So case in point, ginawa ng Suzuki with the GSX S1000 GT. For me, that's like the best foot forward of Suzuki. I mean, well, so far, as of today. But the thing is, that engine is 16 years old. So there wasn't much progression. They kept what was working and just worked the body around the engine. Not with CF Moto though. They've been coming up with new stuff, new frame, new this, new that, and they have progressively been improving in such a short amount of time. I mean, kailan lang yun? They came out strong with their bestseller, the NK400. When I rode that, I was like, uy, okay to diba? So let's take a closer look. You got nice wheels at the back, and we got a nice standard look here. Of course, this is the N100 NK standard sport naked nila. It's very aggressive. It's a tough looking bike, very angular, a lot of nice edges. This is what I would say is like stealing the show. Look at that. I'm gonna light that up later on, but the first thing I want to show you is this massive, this is like a highlight for me from this bike. I mean, this is big. Okay, now let's get my chinelas. Look at that. Look at how big that thing is. Size 11 po tayo, okay, sa mga curious. Size 11 ang paa ni Sir Sak. Look at that display. Ang laki. Literally, parang may tablet dyan. Diba? Now, how to start this? This is keyless. Meron tayong susi, of course. This is what the key looks like. If you need to use the key for the tank, just press this one. It goes like this. Chak! Maganda rin to kasi I think I mentioned in another video kung may trouble, diba? Parang, ano ha? Ano problema mo ha? Gusto mo trouble ha? You have to press the clutch over here, press up, and then down. There you go. So the first thing it's going to show you, like other displays with cars, it warns you, please use the system while observing traffic rules. Please stop the vehicle before touching the screen. Confirm. So pagpasok mo dito sa display na to, automatically you're going to get into maps, right? And this is just amazing for me. It's like telling you, okay, adventure na tayo, eto na yung mapa, diba? Eto na yung mapa. And you have all of the other apps that you can tap into. So you got your media, you can hook up your phone. Meron kang phone, so you can, you know, answer the phone. You have a fault query. Let me press the fault query. The vehicle has no fault, which is amazing if you want to check your bike before taking off. So that's pretty nifty. Press again the apps. You have Apple CarPlay. You can choose between Android or Apple, depending on what phone you have. So of course Android. Ang wala lang dito, I think is what you gotta, you know, download is Android Auto. Yun ang wala dito. Meron silang Apple CarPlay pero wala pang Android Auto. So it's a matter of downloading that. So right now we are in sport mode. I'm gonna press map again. Okay, now I have this thing. It's a mic. Not enough headsets, because usually in your car when you press that you can speak within the car, which makes sense kasi nga tahimik sa loob ng kotse, diba? As opposed to here, you can talk, but you need a headset. See, not enough headsets. Kasi nung nakita ko to, parang talaga magsasalita ko to the helmet, parang sabihin ko, hey Google, look for this and that. Syempre hindi ko maririnig ng ng motor, no? So you gotta you need a headset for that, so we can integrate with that. Scrolling this down, putting it aside, you got all of these other things going on here as well. It's super easy to figure out. Pretty cool tablet. I have never seen a display on a bike this big ever. You might be thinking, Zach, is this practical na para sila nagpatong ng tablet dyan? I mean, is it ergonomically safe? I mean, looking at it from here, I know it's like parang bagay ba. For me, ako gusto ko siya, I like it. From here, it's not that noticeable. See, so but to address that, my suggestion to CF Moto is maybe they can have like a cowl here to cover this part. So wala na masasabi mga tao. Wala na sila masasabi, baka tumatsik yan, aerodynamic hazard, blah 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 blah. I think if they cover this, I think it might look good. Now that I'm trying to imagine, I think it should be okay. I'm not also sure if the orientation can be put this way, landscape style, para mas ma-accommodate siya at hindi siya protruding sa harap. Nevertheless, this is just something else, right? So in terms of switches and all of that, it's all primo here. I'm trying to nitpick here. I can't see anything faulty. Even the side view mirror, I know some of you have already commented na parang, Zach, wala naman pumasa sa yung mirror. Well, eto pumasa sa akin. Look at it from this end. It's screaming, I am a two-piece. Pretty agile in that sense. You can move it this way, you can move it this way, you can go up, go down. It's stylish, it looks nice, it fits the lines of the bike. Solid din siya. If there's something here that, you know, the other manufacturers can pick up from in terms of how to make a proper motorcycle mirror, well, they can learn a lot from CF Moto kasi yan, okay yan. I would really look for more color this time. I mean, this day and age, I don't know. I think it's a mood thing. It's a seasonal thing. Dati sobrang trip ko yung mga plain colors like this one. Basically, this is highlight, glossy, and matte black. But right now, I really like colorful bikes like white, red, dash of brown, maybe burgundy, you know. Colorful bikes is what I'm looking for lately. In terms of quality from here on the side, they're all pretty okay, primo, as CF Moto goes. Another challenge for CF Moto, I think, just on the design aspect, kasi sobrang ganda na ng likod eh. For me, the rear is just great. What if single-sided swing arm to, diba? Para ma-clear out yung rear wheel, I think that would be really awesome. Nice touch on the tambucho na nasa taas dyan. I think that's also great. You're looking at the pillion, hindi ko to bibilihan para ako yung may maangkas. This is not gonna be the most comfortable pillion seat out there. Dito halos wala na foam. I can't press anything. It's tough. Wala, as in tigas na talaga siya. Pero dito lumalambot na siya. But for me, yeah. This one naman, mukhang manipis. Pero surprisingly, this is actually very, very comfortable. Unlike yung mga ibang sport nakeds na parang nilagyan na ng plywood, tas upholstery, tas tapos ka na, tas bahala ka na, tiis bowie ka na kasi syempre sporty, racing, banking. But not this one. This is actually pretty comfortable. So that said, hindi ko to gagamitin pang pillion. Ditch ko na to para super linis din siya, para okay siya. Another thing that I actually appreciate is how they tucked in the catalytic over there. Some kasi pinipilit na sa ilalim and they flatten it out and nako-compromise yung clearance mo kasi maganda ng clearance natin dito eh. And they managed to put it right there, right in that spot. And I think that's pretty brilliant. In terms of the headlight, yeah, napakaganda ng ating headlight. For me, this is very definitive, and this is what I mean when CF Moto is trying to design something veering away from the pack. Gusto nila sila lang parang kami, ganito yung design namin. Oh, tignan nyo yan, diba? Kakaiba. Look at that. Passing. That is for our turn signals. And if you look at our brakes, okay, I'm gonna shut up now kasi I am here in our amphitheater sa village, and yan po yung aming simbahan o yung likod ng simbahan. Patayo ko namang bulabog. Baka sabihin ng pare, masisako. Anyway, you heard that, right? And for me, what you hear, it is proportion to the power that it's giving. Kasi iba parang ang ganda-ganda ng tunog pero ang bagal. Ito upak din yan. Kung ano narinig mo, pretty much it's representing the power really, really well. Nice touch here also. Pag ikaw nagsisignal papunta dito, yan naman naiilaw. Parang Night Rider. Kanan naman, papunta naman doon. Busina. apart from that, what I'm not familiar with is the brand of the tires that they put here. This is Supermax tires, and yeah, I'm not familiar with Supermax tires. It is a brand that is made in Taiwan. To be fair though, okay naman siya sa twisties. It didn't feel hairy for me in some of the corners. Would I change it? Well, initial impression ko naman dito sa tires ito, okay naman siya. So, wag nyo munang palitan. Pudpurin nyo muna si Supermax tires. Supermax ST. Now about the riding position, since sporty yung ating orientation dito, hindi naman siya nakakapagod gamitin as much. Like what I said, the seat is pretty comfortable compared to other sport nakeds out there. Maganda yung aking leg room, the position of my feet, and my position also when I am trying to negotiate my route in terms of kung twisties ba, ako ba'y nakakapag-adjust kagad. I can, but not much. It's still more on the sports side. Center of gravity, yung side niya, kung ito yung upuan, hindi siya nakaganon. So, hindi ako nagsaslide dito for the ipit-betlog syndrome. Kung ito yung tank, tandito ako, I can just sit there in the middle without me sliding to the front, like that. Now, I don't know if you see that there. Meron pong pusa. The welds down pat, that's pretty okay. Pretty good bike, pretty solid.
Walang perpektong motor. And with the many choices out there, manufacturers have no choice but to push and squeeze what they can in exchange for our hard-earned money. It's competition, it's the way it is. We are now at 458,900, which actually is in itself already compelling reason to buy this, especially with what they've got going, you know, with performance and that huge display, which in my opinion is setting the tone and the bar for displays or gauges in the segment. In my opinion, they have the best display in the market right now. Other manufacturers should start hauling ass after what CF Moto did here. But again, as a rider, if CF Moto can somehow figure out to give us more for the money, because such is our nature as consumers, we demand more for the money, right? But let's be realistic. Maybe this can happen in the near future, not just like right now, but something for CF Moto to consider, like cornering ABS, cornering traction control, and maybe more integration with an app that can check out what the bike is doing in real time, like the performance, like what the engine is doing, like the oil pressure, all that stuff, all in an app. I think that would be great. Now again, if in the near future CF Moto can pull that off in an undeniable don't think twice price range, in this already very challenging arena of mid-sized nakeds, on paper, the 800 NK could very well be the best bike in the market. The only advantage older brands would have would of course be their heritage and their badge. But such are the realities of growing pains and of being relatively new in the market. But you know what? So far, CF Moto has been walking the walk, they've been talking the talk, and this bike is showing that they are still on the right path. Keep it up, CF Moto, and again, fantastic job on that display. This is Zach for MAKINA Moto Features. Ciao.